Mushi's Forest. Mushi the Golden Engine was one of the newer engines on the island of Sodor. He would never want to be somewhere better than Sodor. There were lots of destinations he always loved. To the flowery forest, to the white sandy beaches. But there was one place that Mushi always loved. His driver knew it too. "Come on, Mushi, old boy," he would say. "We've made good time today. We'll stop for a while by the forest." Mushi loved it here. The forest was full of tall pines and tall trees. But Mushi can remember the day after his first arrival, when he and Duke brought new trees to the forest for planting, and then Madge and Nelson would go around busily pulling and dumping them into place. But now he can see the trees growing amongst the others. His driver knew it too. "It's peaceful," he said. But one night, everything changed. The other engines were safe inside their sheds. "Listen!" exclaimed Percy. "Can you hear a strange whistling sound?" "It's the wind blowing outside our sheds," said Edward, "but I've never seen it like this before." "Do you know," added Rex, "if Mike isn't here now, I'd say it was him thundering by with the ballast." All the engines laughed, except Mushi. "I hope the wind won't harm the forest." By morning, the fierce winds had gone, but the damage was done. After that, Mushi's driver came to see the other engines in the yards. Trees have fallen on the line and we must help clear the tracks." Murdoch set off with the breakdown train, and Mushi followed. Trees laid everywhere. The hillside now looked so bare. Mushi felt sad. What would happen to all the animals who live here, he thought. After that, Mushi's flatbeds were full of logs, so he took them to the timber mill, where they'll be turned into furniture and other things. Mushi was glad the wood was put into good use, but he was still sorry to lose parts of his forest. "Oh dear," moaned Duke. "I wish there were some things we can do to make things better again." "Yes, indeed," said Rheneas, "but what? We can't mend broken trees." That afternoon, Duke arrived at the big station at the docks where the Fat Controller was waiting at. He could see Duke was upset. "Hello, Duke," he said. "You do look glum." "I'm sad about the trees, sir," said Duke, "and so is Mushi. The forest is a special place to him, and now some of it is gone." "We'll soon put that right," said the Fat Controller. "I have an important job for you, Duke. I would like you to take some trucks to the forest." As soon as the trucks arrived, until when Duke arrived, he was delighted. They were trucks full of young trees all ready for planted. "This is the best job I ever had," said Duke happily. But when Mushi returned, he was most surprised. "Look, Mushi," called Madge, "we're beginning again. The hillside would look better than it was before. You'll see." And the new trees were now growing bigger each day, and when Mushi sometimes comes here, he could always visit places that were quiet, or too quieter, like the sound of leaves rushing or a bird's wing rushing through the air, and he could hear some of the children laughing, and always he is happy there.